So let's get those objectives hooked up. Alright, I'm starting to lose it. We don't have stage name. We do have objectives. We do have ranked. We do have history. We do have a rank image. We do not have a next stage. Alright, so post stage needs to be post mission. So post mission, mission name. And then we need the category, so mission category. Well, Adam, it is going as such. So far, I've got the post-stage screen rigged up here. It's got some randomized data, so if I refresh it, it'll change all this stuff. So this stuff is all accurate with data that's fake data, but it's real data. So when I hook the data in the game up properly, it'll look the same. But I ran into a few problems with a few things, but worked around it. But the basic thing is these progress bars have to at least... There wasn't enough space to put the name of the stats on every single one of these guys. Kind of like what we had here. That just doesn't work. Because it's too big here, so now the only thing that has the label is the actual result. And as a result of doing that, I needed to get rid of... I needed to make these individual things smaller. And there's always a left, unranked thing. But it's coming together slowly but surely. So just continuing on, trying to trudge through it pretty much. Got all this text here. That looks good. Cameras is in. Haven't done performance profiling yet. Well, it doesn't look like it conflict with any of my files, so I can pull that down. So let's see if it's in Dashkin, content, gameplay, levels. We've got CK Cavern. Is it the CK Cavern 01 or is it Cavern 02 that you got going on there? Zero one, yeah, that's what I figured you probably got. And where are our enons? There they are. So let's make sure that gets all added to all of our menus and all that crap so we can actually go use it. It's in a cave, yeah. That's it's a description. And I'll add it to the pack files as well. Yeah, I'm at just over 8 hours of working on stuff here, so yeah. And I think Maelstrom's doing a launch here in another hour, I believe, is when they're going to start trying to push out their next patch. And then I got the Rackspace call here in another 5 hours too. So I got a bit to do today. Well, just Monday, right? Looks like at least the player counts are there. Those Windows servers, they're expensive. Yeah, I was talking to the Maelstrom guys about compensation, and yeah, hopefully they can get one of the things I'd like is they have a need for kind of a central build server, and I want to be able to use it too. So basically right now we've got those big bad game servers in Rackspace for our game. I think we're going to get one of those for Maelstrom, but it's going to be a Windows box, and they're going to run builds and crap on it. And we probably can use it too. So what I'd probably be able to do is set up faster builds for us, because those are like, you know, big 12-core boxes with shitloads of everything. And I could set up like a centralized build thing for us, perhaps, and what that'll allow us to do is, you know, you'd be able to kick off builds. You know, we could go move our Jenkins stuff off of the box over there. Well, at least some of the builds. I still need physical access for the EV code sign certificate stuff. But we could at least maybe get preview builds or some other bullshit. Could get a Jenkins slave on it. I mean, we don't like the S word, right? We want to get a prisoner with a job on it. Sounds pretty dangerous. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't really want to do that. Now, the main thing would be we can probably get some of their servery resources as well. So we may be able to get extra things without having to pay for them. Is kind of seeing what the first sort of horse trading things will be. But we'll see. What I think is probably going to happen with them is they're going to, since they're just starting their early access on Steam, usually what happens is people try to, like, you remember You remember Dragon Age Legends, but you weren't there for much of it. Kind of what ends up happening with early access games is, and games that are in beta or something, is you try to solve problems as we've been trying to solve, where it's like, oh, retention isn't as good a master slave socket system. Yeah. No, I watched Thor Ragnarok recently, and Jeff Goldblum's like, we don't call them slaves. It's like, the prisoners with jobs are revolting. Yes, yes, okay. But what ends up happening is you have like a problem, like let's say retention, and you're like, okay, this next feature is going to bring people back, so we're going to really prioritize that feature. And on Dragon Age Legends, it was like, okay, we're going to get high score tables. It's going to bring people back. We're going to get a daily scratch card, so whenever you come back, you get a free item or some shit. So people come back and okay, people aren't showing up still. We need guilds, and guilds are going to use peer pressure to get people to show up because their friends showed up, and they don't want to disappoint their friends because Facebook friends are real people that actually matter, right? They don't. That's why it didn't work. But so you end up prioritizing all these features and kind of doubling down on them, and them being the most important thing on the planet. And then you ship them, and usually you squeeze the souls out of your developers to do this as quickly as possible. And we'll see if they run into that, because they're going to start trying to do features, and we'll see if they prioritize their people or if they prioritize their features. Because if they prioritize their people, then there's not much of a chance we'll be able to steal their people for our stuff. But there would be a much greater chance of us stealing their infrastructure or things like that so we can lower our operating costs. So we'll see. Either way, so far, I'm getting good data on Steam launch stuff. Kind of seeing how all that goes, and it's interesting. Like tracking down those hackers in Ohio. Like, we found you. We found who you are. I find myself kind of laughing at them when they're prioritizing simple bugs. They're like, oh, the ship in this one map goes sideways. And I'd be like, who gives a shit? Like, you can still fire the guns. It still works. You can still play. You can still kill everybody. It's just kind of hilarious. Like, your players aren't going to leave because of that. Like, because of, like, a little graphical thing. Alright, so, the other thing I need to do is go to the settings here. Let's make sure we're packing up this level that we have now. Sorry, I'm not jumping into level immediately. I'm just trying not to forget these packing things, etc. Alright. Let's boot up the cool caverns. I'm probably going to have to compile a bunch of shaders. Alright, let's end the match real quick. That way I can vote on things. Oh yeah, we're gonna need all these. It's gonna be in the rotation, that's for sure. There we go, cool caverns. With the jumps, that's what I was looking for. I wanted that one. Cool caverns, there you go, Adam. I've made the name and you can't change it now. Yeah, well, you definitely did a hell of a lot with the parallax in the background. It reminds me of a lot of 2D games where they have a lot of cool shit in the background. No active goals, more like easy active goals. Alright, so we gotta fight uphill. Yeah, if there's a little bit more indication that you're gonna bang your head and like adding glowworms, that's gonna be real obvious. Just that'll be pretty fucking funny too. It's people just going for the ball and smacking their forehead. Any thoughts on what the goal is gonna look like? Because if we got an uphill battle here... Well, the ball is unpredictable, kind of. Like, it bounces down, but you can kind of be... Since it's kind of going up, using the pop-up will pretty much get it all up in there. So if you're charging uphill, the goal geometry... That's kind of the thing with the forest level, is that it comes off straight. So it can't do what you do on some maps, which is get it going kind of like the grasslands where you can do a half-court shot. You cannot do a half-court shot on this one. But if you were going to do kind of a half-court shot, you'd get it going up at the right angle, at the right speed, and you'd be like jumping and popping it up the whole time. And what would be a total bitch to get in there is because if you're running at maximum speed, you're punching the son of a bitch as hard as you can. It's going to be going up. So if the goal was kind of... If the goal was low at the end, that would be really hard to get in. Especially if it wasn't, if it was a stump goal, that'd be easy. You just bounce it off the ceiling into that thing. The goal will be protected by a stalactite. Is this just one gigantic mesh? We got the ball sack in the back. But the one gigantic mesh. Usually you don't have one big mesh because it's going to take up a whole bunch of memory in terms of you can't really texture stuff with high resolution textures that are all over the place. But it depends on how you set up the material. You won't have to worry too much about that. It should work, yeah. I don't see any issues. I mean, it looks like everything should be good. Looks like it plays. You got the level in order. It should be packed in now. So we should be able to play it in the shipping builds. I'll make sure while I'm here to add in the extra bits in the UI. And we'll make it real obvious which one is which. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Well, it looks like everything's coming together. The level looks like it's gonna work just fine. So excellent. Alright, let's make sure that works with our thumbnails. Yeah, it looks like it's on track. That is very true. Yeah, it's only the finest of Comic Sans, to be honest. So we got our thumbnail. And I'll go ahead and make a mission 7. There's our other cool caverns. So let's go to missions. Let's duplicate this guy. MS score goal 07. Stage 1 is going to be on the Cool Caverns map. Let's export the mission. Duplicate mission with name score goal 06. Alright. There we go. Single player. It's locked because I'm not smart. Let's see. Locked is false. Completed is false. Stage. Let's see. Description. Description is enter the caverns of cool and score goals and stuff. Unlock name is Cool Caverns. Alright. Look at all those objectives. 30 seconds to score a goal with tiny fucking ball and 300% move speed or whatever. New record, exactly. Yeah, and this is all bullshit data. Alright, very good. Looks like it works. Yeah, I'm pretty much toast at this point too. I probably need to check all my crap in probably now, pretty much. Let me see if there's other stuff I can finish up first, though. So it's going to be all packed in there. It all works. It's in all the playlists now. And I think I got all the files, so I think I'll just write down the thumbnail task in the stream task list. I'll just add a new thing right at the top. So it's not, I'll just do voting thumbnails for caverns level. And that should be simple to go fix. Alright, where was I? I was on the score the goals training level thing. Yeah, have a good one, Adam. It's a new record! Which is something I noticed. I need to change how I am going through the objectives in the pre-mission screen. The objectives are now objects, so they should be .name. Okay, so that'll do the pre-mission, and we need the pre-stage. That should fix that thing that we were having there. So let's go back to the cool caverns. Very good. Alright, post-stage screen objectives. Post-stage objectives. We want to go to the post-mission screen. We have objectives. Alright. Let's make sure we got our first priority here is to make sure we're actually getting all of our information proper. So we need all of our trash and our fetch data set up right. Alright, so we need current mission stats, mission updated. Those need to be loaded in here. Otherwise, we need debug current mission stats and yeah, that data. We also need the events, so current mission updated and then mission stats updated needs to be registered. We also need to do the var this right here. Needs to be set proper. And I'm definitely going to do the same sort of pattern here where we have this update UI, because that works pretty well and I like it. So we don't need stage stats or stage, we just need mission stats and mission. So we'll set those in our constructor, which is right up here. Okay, so let's start with the basics, shall we? We need the mission category. Yeah, I get it. There's an update in 30 minutes. Alright, so we need to call gutils, get name for category, this.m mission dot category. So we should at least have our mission and category set proper now. Let's take a look. AI alarm, yeah, it's true. Sample mission, training, excellent. That looks about as we expected to look. So for the objectives, we want to do the same thing that we did before, except these are not post-stage objectives, they are post-mission objectives, which makes a big difference. This is going to be .m mission.objectives, and it didn't get any objectives. Why didn't we get any objectives? We didn't get any objectives because we didn't specify a objective line clone. So where's our objective line clone? Get the ball in the goal, get the ball in the goal, get the ball in the goal. Stop failing. And I guess we also need to add the stages in here for objectives, like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever the hell. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm done pretty much at this point. So we got the mission objectives. The next thing to do would be building objectives out of the stages that we actually have, but we don't have stage. We have stage completion information, but we don't want all the stages. That's true, because we don't want to reveal stages that we haven't done. So we want these stage completion tiers, which is going to be a completion tier enum. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through for variable 0. This is this mission dot mission completion stage completion dot length i++, and basically for every one of these guys we're going to make a new objective. And if it's not none, then we're just gonna put a checkbox on it, or yeah, I guess we'll have like a fail tier or some shit in here for like completion tier. Yeah, we need fail on here. Yeah, so we'll have this here with fail. With an E in it. No. So it's going to be a stage completion, but it's an objective, right? So we need, it's going to be an F game objective. Our object equals new game objective. Object.name is going to be this we don't have names for them, do we? I guess we got stages. So it'll be this emission dot stages sub I dot name, and the result is going to be this objective status based on the stage completion. So if this completion tier, so if it does not equal fail, then we're going to set the status to completed. So I guess success. Otherwise, we're going to set it to fail. Let me just pass in this guy here, and our stages should now show up in our objectives list. Cannot read property name of undefined. What? 231. Mission stages sub I. If this.m mission .stages.length is less than or equal to I, otherwise do the thing. Alright, so we just had a few stages that were undefined, and we have checkboxes because we have all this stuff over here. So we'll get our stages, they'll show up, and that's good. So basically what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this work in progress here. And we don't have any of these stars implemented. We've got them all implemented for this screen, but we don't have this all implemented for here. And I don't know if I'll get to it tomorrow or if I'll be working on something else tomorrow. I might be working on this tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I'm pretty much done, so let's just check in all of our files, make sure we got all of it locked down, ready to go. So unchanged files, let's reconcile our offline work. Let's also just test it in the game real quick, make sure that it still all functions properly. Actually, let's go and mess with these missions a little bit. The objectives are all gone, aren't they? Alright, so let's export the mission. Let's see. Meadowcrest. Score the goals, avoid the bots. Listen to the amazing cutscene. Go to the pre-stage screen. Jeff is nerfed. Shoot the ball. Alright, start the game. Cutscene. Didn't break anything in there. Let's go win the stage. We won because we're good. Cutscene. Post-stage screen, which is... Hey, we actually got some objectives in here. And we had no... Our tier conditions are all screwed up, but I guess we're diamond tier. We can hit continue, and it's going to go to score the goals, avoid the bots. Alright, so we got the objectives, and stuff's basically starting to come together. So, I think it's only about another full day of work away from a full UI working experience there. We won't have persistence, but we can at least get like the full flow hopefully going on. I don't know, maybe it's 2 more days. We'll see. But that is everything, so let's check it in. So that was the post-stage screen and post-mission screen overhaul, post-stage screen in-game. and mission diagrams. Alright, cool. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I am going to do other things. So, have a good day.